Hello and welcome back to You Like It, We Don't. Uh, this is now part two of our very extensive review of The Lost Jedi. Uh, this time we'll be talking about the characters of the movie, um, specifically the issues with the characters in particular. And I guess let's start with the big Mary Sue in the room. I mean, elephant in the room. Ray.
Well, she's OP for starters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever seen something like this before. We've seen Anakin, like, pretty powerful. We've seen
Yep.
Darth Maul, pretty powerful. Like, the only reason he lost was, gotcha moment, I guess. I don't know. But, like, Ray, like, how long has she known about the Force? Like, what's it, like, week one now at this point?
I'm pretty sure that by the end of this movie, she's known the Force for about a week. Like, about a week max.
And she's already one of the most powerful Force users ever,
Yes.
potentially.
Yeah. Well, I would argue she is the most powerful Force user ever because, I mean, think about it.
She's never in danger.
Yeah,
Not
she's
once.
never in danger, not once. She immediately remember she actually knows about the Force mind trick without even experiencing or even seeing that is that.
Yeah. How does that work?
Yeah, how does she
Like-
know about these Force powers without even seeing them first? It kind of doesn't make sense. At least with Luke, he saw Obi-Wan do it. These
And
aren't the droids
even
we're looking
Anakin,
for. and
there
all that.
he didn't become powerful until he was trained as a child, until an adult to be a Jedi. I mean, he
Yeah.
became powerful. He's supposed to be, but he's still from small child to adult. All that knowledge, all that training he went through.
Yeah.
But that's an
Yeah.
overarching. You can almost say for each character, just as a whole, there's no arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no arc. It's just she has potential and she doesn't need training. Like, which I'm fine if you have potential. Some of my favorite stories is people with great potential, like Superman, like Spider-Man. People who have these amazing powers, but they don't really know how to control it yet. Like, that's part of the fun, watching them learn how to better control it. But no,
Yes.
like,
You see, the thing is,
there's nothing
there's a
like that
difference-
here.
There's a difference, though, there, I think, maybe. Because with Spider-Man and Superman, they are these fantastical characters, and there's only one of them, when they got released, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for them, they should be OP. I mean, I would argue that Spider-Man, isn't really OP because he does get defeated quite a bit. But Superman, though, he's definitely OP. But
Yeah.
it's in his name. He's called Superman. He's called Superman. Ray is not called, super fantastical mega Jedi number one.
And Superman
Yeah.
has a story arc. He goes through trials. He loses his powers. He suffers. He gets defeated. He's in danger every
Yes.
now and then.
Oh, and I mean that also brings up a good point. She obviously is the most powerful because even Yoda mentions in one of the scenes.
Yeah.
He's ready, Yoda.
Yeah.
Yoda.
After two lessons.
After two lessons, yes, 2 lessons without the third.
Yeah.
It's just okay, it's all good, it's fine.
I mean,
It's
God
okay.
knows if she had that third lesson, like Snoke would have not been able to grab that lightsaber.
Look,
I
man,
think.
look. If she had that third lesson, she would have just used the Force and crumpled all the entire fleet from the outside into
Yep.
balls,
Yeah.
and just flung them out into space. And then there you go.
Play hoop.
Yeah, she would not need the Millennium Falcon.
What? I'm gonna get a hole in one. I'm gonna use the big ship to knock the little ship into the black hole.
Yeah. So yeah, she just magically is able to. She knows everything. She's just. I mean,
Brushes off the dark side like it's nothing.
Yes.
It's like, I stepped in some dark side. It's in my shoe.
Oh,
I
no.
just have to
no.
peel it off and all right, there we go. I got it. Whew, that was gross, and just moves on.
The dark side smells like seaweed.
That scene was so weird. Like, why was she staring at a mirror? Why is there a mirror in a cave?
No, have you ever heard of that quote? Like, when you look into the abyss stares back. Like,
Yes,
maybe they were trying to be deep in that moment.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to be so deep in that moment.
Not an excuse for Ryan Johnson just to hover around Daisy all day. All right, this is a very important dark side scene. Yeah, so I'm just gonna film you a lot. Just do random shit like turn your head, snap your fingers.
Yeah, snap your fingers.
Are you sure this is meant to
Don't
be in the
worry,
movie?
don't worry. We'll fix it all in post. So, I mean, yeah, she beats Luke.
In the staff battle.
Luke.
Like, you could argue, like, he's cut off of the Force, but bullshit. Muscle memory. Muscle memory.
Yes,
Like,
muscle memory. He's an old man, but he's been training in the Force all of his life.
Count Dooku was an old man, and he was able to take out Kenobi and Anakin
at the same time.
Single-handed.
at the same time, yes. Like,
So it makes no sense that Luke would just like get defeated that easy, and she defeats him, and
He doesn't even really put up a fight.
yeah,
He just lies there. Okay, fine.
yeah,
You win.
whatever, yeah, you win.
you could say he's past his prime, but that doesn't mean if I started training boxing this week, I could beat up Mike Tyson. Like,
Exactly. Oh, Mike Tyson would knock you the fuck out.
you don't knock me the fuck out. Yes, like, no. Like, there's no chance.
Yeah,
Like,
there is no chance. Like, yeah, if you started training now for a week and you were like, go up to Mike Tyson, you're like, come on, bring it on. You'd wake up a month later in a coma.
yeah, like,
Ow! My face still hurts.
Yeah. I don't know. Should we even bring up the whole problem with her lineage? I mean,
we should.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, I don't know. The fact that she has no lineage is, I guess it depends from person to person whether that is a bad thing or a good thing.
Yeah. What do you think was gonna happen before you saw the movie? Like, did you have an idea who might be her parents?
My idea was that, first of all, it had to be someone, first off, because they were alluding to it so much. They were alluding to it so much. They were foreshadowing in Force Awakens, like you couldn't believe. Even in The Lost Jedi, they were foreshadowing it. And then, it's no one. It's no one. I thought there was a possibility. There were a lot of rumors floating around. It could have been Luke's daughter. There could have been Kylo Ren's sister.
Yep.
It could have been even one of the more interesting theories was she could have been Palpatine's daughter.
True. Yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah, that would have been a really interesting thing to do, because Palpatine was experimenting with cloning himself.
Yeah.
So how cool would that have been?
The university succeeds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like how cool would that have been? That would have actually been a really good explanation then for why she's so powerful too.
Yeah.
Why she knows these things.
Why she would be tempted to the dark side.
Yes.
She has lineage.
Yes, she has lineage now. It actually would have explained a lot of really intrinsical problems with her character.
It would also explain.
I was kind of hoping she was related to Snoke. Like, I don't know how, but I was kind of hoping maybe. Like, since it is like the Empire sort of like related movie, like she's the daughter of the villain.
No, actually that would have been a cool twist as well.
We could have
Honestly,
a father moment.
Yeah. Yeah, we could have had another moment like with Empire Strikes Back, you know, I am your father. This time, no. And then Snoke says to Rey, I am your father. That would have been actually a good twist.
Yeah.
That would have been a twist. Ryan Johnson, take heed.
For me, what would have been a good twist was if she was Leia's daughter, but Han Solo wasn't the father. Leia falls pregnant the same way Shmi Skywalker did.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, she falls pregnant because of
The
midichlorians.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, the
but
Force.
midichlorians, man.
Yeah,
they explain
midichlorians,
everything.
man.
But that's
midichlorians.
how Anakin was born. He didn't have a father. So Rey doesn't have a father and is born of Leia. So that brings up, is she really Kylo's brother?
You
It would
mean
explain.
sister.
Then he would actually have reason to hate her.
Oh,
Because
true.
she would, of course, then be more powerful, but he feels he, should be more powerful. He's trained harder. Then there's actually motivation there. Why you, not me? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, any one of these would have been
Yeah.
better
Arc.
than no lineage. Yes, story arc,
Nice.
character arc. Any one
Yeah,
of these,
fucking anything.
Yeah.
Like,
It-
context to why she had flashbacks. Like, where did those
Yes.
flashbacks come from?
Mushrooms.
yeah, mushrooms. Yes, she found desert mushrooms on Jakku.
Yeah. This was like, whoa, this is awesome.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, all in all, I don't really have a big issue with the fact that her parents are no one. But my problem was just the foreshadowing.
Yeah, like, you
That's
can't
not-
foreshadow nothing.
Yes.
And then say, gotcha. Because,
yes.
like,
Yeah.
you would have tricked anybody. Like,
Yes, exactly. You would have tricked anybody. Anyone.
But it's not foreshadowing if the answer is the opposite. You can't, if you gave someone a clue to an incorrect answer,
that's not a clue.
foreshadowing. Nothing you've done up until this point would make me think that.
So I don't know. I don't know whether Ryan Johnson was being told by Disney, no, you need to do this for the kids. You need the kids to think that anyone can be a Jedi.
Yeah,
which
make
actually,
her the new Disney princess.
yeah, but
Flawless,
the funny
perfect.
part is that this was never really an issue back in the day, because every kid still wanted to be Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of girls wanted to be Leia.
Yes. Look, Leia was a powerful female character. People say, oh, she was in Jabba's.
Yeah, but she killed Jabba well in that outfit. Like,
she was. Look, the thing is, she was a slave at that point. Jabba enslaved her. Like, what do people expect her to wear then? Is Jabba going to be like, here, wear a tunic?
Wear this pantsuit.
Yes, wear this pants.
And she fought back at every turn she had. It's one thing if there's just a very slutty woman in a universe that deliberately wears that. Yes, like you said, he caught her, he enslaved her, he put her in it. Although what exactly Jabba wanted to do with her, but no, okay, no.
Yeah, no, best not.
okay, let's. We're talking about Ray here, not how Jabba procreates.
So I don't know. I guess intrinsically the main issue with Rey is that she is always in these situations where you know she will always get out of it. You know she'll always get out
Yeah,
of it.
like her plot armor is so heavy, like
Yes.
nothing can get past.
There's no tension with scenes in her in it.
No.
There's,
And she never falters, never fails. Just perfect little princess.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Alright, so
but-
then we move on to. Shall we move on to the next character?
I think
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
We can
let's move on to Kylo Ren, the colorblind bipolar idiot.
Our second main character.
Our second main character, everyone.
Now, I saw a Vice article that said why Kylo Ren is the greatest Star Wars villain of all time. And it basically said the reason why is because, like, you know, he's so deep, like, you know, he, like, you can't tell what he's thinking, like, he's pure raw emotion on screen. And I don't know, just...
That's not depth.
Yeah,
That's someone with psychological problems.
Yes, that isn't. The main problem here is that they want small kids, specifically small boys, to look at Kylo and feel, you know, a connection to Kylo. You know, they need to look to Kylo as the person who they relate to in the movie, and How can you relate to him? He's
I remember when I was stupid yesterday. That reminds me of like,
I remember this one time when I screamed at the wrong color. That made me think of Kylo.
Yes.
I once pulled my pants up too high. That made me think of Kylo.
yeah. I remember when somebody.
I remember that one time I got beat up.
I remember when somebody said, "Oh, you have a stupid mask," and then I'm in the lift, and then I destroy my mask.
That made me think of Kylo.
Yeah, that made me think of Kylo.
I remember getting my ass kicked by a girl. That made me think of Kylo.
Twice in a week.
No, once. I learned my lesson. If she can kick your ass, you don't try it again.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me once, fool me twice. I ain't gonna be fooled again. So, yeah, I think Kylo.
Yeah, he is the George Bush of the, I would say, the Star Wars franchise. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the stupid leader who doesn't really know what to do.
Yeah, yeah, he is bipolar. I don't know if you guys have noticed that throughout the
Yeah.
entire movie, he just flips on a whim to whatever feeling.
Emotion, yeah.
Yes.
He currently.
He just wants some attention, I think. That's it. Like, I don't think he wants anything else.
Why does Snoke not love me? I'm gonna make a mess.
Oh, no, Han Solo didn't love me either.
Yes. Guys, don't you find it funny that we still don't know why Kylo hates his dad so much? We still don't know. They still have not told us why
Took
he
his
hates.
PS4 away.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think he wasn't there on his Jedi recital. You know, like, he forgot to show up that one time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's.
Yeah,
But what more can you say? He's just whatever emotion he currently wants to feel. He has no ability to predict or calculate what's going to happen. At no point do you think he knows what he's doing or that he has planned out what he's doing.
Yeah.
He seems to just act on a whim. His emotions guide every decision he makes.
Hasn't won a fight since we've seen
Yes,
him. The only
hasn't-
two people he was able to successfully kill was a disarmed Jedi.
Yeah, he never seems sure of himself. Like, I know, Maeve, you watch Game of Thrones, but Majin, have you seen Game of Thrones?
Everything up until the last season.
Yeah, so.
So
yeah, don't-
I want to compare him to Joffrey. So, like,
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Joffrey, yeah.
you know, everyone says Joffrey's a great villain, right? So I agree. Now, Kylo Ren is similar to Joffrey in a lot of ways, except the only difference is Joffrey never second guessed himself that much. Like, he was never, like, he knew what he was doing. That he was reckless as a motherfucker. Like,
Yes,
he was
but
cruel as a
He
motherfucker.
was evil. He was intrinsic.
Yes, he was pure evil. He was pure evil.
He was a spoiled brat and he was evil, and he played that role perfectly.
Yes.
He was cast in
Yes.
the right role. Yes, I truly hated him. I have to, give props to the actor. I truly hated him. But with Kylo, all I see is a blithering idiot.
I see a man-child.
Yes.
That's all I see. He's supposed to be in his 20s. He is.
Yeah, if he was like 10 years old, I would believe it. I'd be
Yes.
like, all right,
If he was
this is how
acting like
10-year-old acts.
Yeah, if he was a child, and he was acting like this, I would have been fine. Okay, that's fine. You're still learning the way of
Yeah.
the world, etc. But he's in his 20s and he's acting like a little child. He's acting
Yeah.
like a little child. His character, I don't know.
He was miscast too. Personally, I don't think the actor that's currently playing him should have been Kylo Ren. I think he should have maybe been one of the other characters, like maybe Poe.
Yeah. Poe would have,
Yeah.
Poe would have made a good Kylo Ren if they changed the script though. For Kylo.
So Poe, I think that actor should be Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren should be
I would
Poe.
also
I think he would
argue
work
that
very.
Poe looks more like Han Solo than Kylo
Ooh,
Ren.
plot twist.
Like yeah, it's
Did
it was
Han have,
very
did
funny.
Han have a little slice on the side somewhere?
I mean, remember Majin when we were when we watched the premiere of The Force Awakens back in the day,
Yeah.
and we were there, and Kylo removed his helmet for the first time in the movie.
Oh my god,
He
yes.
removed his helmet for the
remember.
first time in the movie. This one woman in the cinema, just she couldn't hold back. Like she just burst out laughing. Everybody in the cinema joined her. It was so funny.
It's because he's not intimidating. I'm sure he's a very good actor, but he should not have been cast as Kylo Ren because he isn't scary.
Yes,
he
he
isn't intimidating. I mean, if he kept the mask on until the last movie, you know, like the man he idolized, Darth Vader never took off his helmet.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
because
okay,
he
he kind
died,
of needed
but-
it to live, but
Yeah, if they.
I mean, they're trying to do the thing where it's like, you know, they try to make the villains look beautiful. Like, you know, like, like a common trait in, like, Japanese shows, like, and stories where, like, they make the main character look like the villain and the main villain look like the good guys.
Yes, but
But,
you
like-
can have a villain that's good looking and still intimidating.
True, you can.
you can.
Yes.
You don't have to be ugly
Oh.
to be intimidating.
Yes,
The-
I agree.
The one Bond girl from You Own, I think it's You Only Live Twice. No, I'm quoting the wrong one here. I'm thinking of the wrong. It's the one where it's about the oil pipeline. The dark-haired girl there. She's an extremely good-looking woman, and she scared the shit out of me. Mostly because she was crazy.
So,
But so you can have a villain that's good-looking. They just have to.
they need to
be-
portray.
Yeah, they have to
Yeah.
portray villainness, either be intimidating or smart, or overwhelmingly powerful. He's none of these things.
Yeah, like, you know, like at first he seems very powerful because the first time we see him, he stops a laser like
Yes.
dead, like in the tracks, like it can't
Yeah.
move.
And that's the first time we ever see that being done in the Star
And
Wars.
then we're thinking, okay, if this is like the minimal of his powers, like what's his ultimate power? Like we never see anything
And then the rest,
higher than that. It never goes above that.
the rest of the time, he
Like-
just uses his force to bitch slap officers around.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, or like
General
activate
Hux.
lightsabers. Like he does, like he can't. He's not used the force in any meaningful way since then, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like
no,
any
he hasn't,
cool
really.
way.
I mean, the only real thing that he did, in a meaningful way, I guess, was use the Force to kill Snoke in the most stupidest way possible.
Yeah, but
And
that was
then-
barely.
Yeah, and
like
then-
he just
Yeah.
activates his force ability. That's it.
Okay, and then they
Yeah.
also
He doesn't need to
the
concentrate.
lightsaber.
Yeah,
but that
Padawans
was
can
it.
rotate things.
Yeah, but that's really it. Yeah, you're right. He barely used his Force
Yeah.
powers at all.
So, not intimidating, not charismatic, not powerful. Hasn't won one
Pretty
fight.
retarded.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. He is super stupid because he does not realize that the lightsaber which he and Rey just destroyed 30 minutes ago
Is before him.
is
once again.
before him once again in Luke's hands, and Luke looks younger.
Well, you see, the reason is because Luke purposely made it blue, knowing that it would piss him off.
Yes,
That's the reason.
but like I said in part one, I was pissed off watching this movie, and I could tell that there was a color difference.
Yes, it makes no sense. Also, I don't know. He's unbelievably stupid. He is a very stupid character. How do you not realize it? How do you not
No.
realize it?
So, everything is just wrong. Miscast, not written well, doesn't seem to be able to plan anything, doesn't seem to be able to win a fight with anyone. No story arc. He's the same whiny little bitch
Yes.
that we had in the first movie.
Yeah, I was expecting he would turn more evil in this movie after killing Han Solo,
Oh.
but like he still second guesses himself.
I mean, that's
like
that's,
all
that-
the
that's
time.
the general problem with these characters. Nobody goes through any story arc whatsoever. Nobody really, as a character, goes anywhere. No one.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know?
Well,
no
I,
one.
yeah, and I don't think that I have nothing further that I can say about Kylo.
Okay, I guess another problem, and this really doesn't have to do with his character that much, but you know, what was up with the high-waisted pants?
I don't know.
Why were his pants over his stomach?
Were they going for like the samurai sort of feel of it? Like I wasn't sure what they were going for in that scene.
Yeah, neither did
All
I.
he had to do was pull up the pants, a little more, save the First Order a fortune in shirts.
I mean, why didn't he just pull his pants over his head? No need for a mask anymore.
Yeah. I know what I was thinking, but how would he take a leak in the pants that goes all the way over his head? Simple. Enormous fly.
Yes.
From the forehead all the way down.
I mean, he must have saw Darth Vader, so he was like, if that's impractical for going to the bathroom, imagine what I can do.
Yes. So yeah, I guess that's all we can really say about Kylo Ren.
Yeah. All right. So, moving on to
Oof.
Luke Skywalker. This one's going to be interesting.
Yeah, this one. Oof.
Yeah, so in the previous movie, we still thought Luke was Luke. Like, they gave no indication that he changed. Like, he wants to save people, and he made a maps, but he has to take care of some business first, apparently. That's
Yes.
what we think's going on.
We don't really know much about him. He doesn't say anything at all in the movie.
Yeah,
He
but something
literally
about the
looks at
first
Red
Jedi
Series
temple. Yeah.
and that's it. That's how they leave.
Yeah, and
the Force
they leave
Awakens.
it. Turns out he's just, sulking on an island, drinking green milk,
Yes.
baffled when the map that he left for people to come and find him allowed people to come and find him.
Yes.
Because as it turns out, he just wanted to die.
Yeah.
Here's my address.
Yeah.
Here's my address.
Yeah. Don't come and find me. I want to die. Here's my address.
Don't come and find me, maybe.
I mean,
Yes.
I want to die, maybe.
yeah, you're on an island where nobody knows where you are. Suddenly, a very good-looking woman just appears out of nowhere and was able to find you. Question. One
Yes.
question, like, who are you?
Yeah. Who are you? How did you get the lightsaber when last I saw it was falling off of Cloud City? How did you find me? Where did you get the map from? Why did you come here?
Who sent you?
Yes, why didn't he ask who sent you either? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, what a pork drumstick, something.
yes.
I mean, what's that parody you showed me? It's based on the Disney movie where the song "You're Welcome" is being sung. There's the parody version of that. That song
Yes.
does Luke's character more justice than a
justice,
3-hour
yes.
movie.
Yes, it does. It does.
And okay, fine. You could argue that he's an old man, so he's a grumpy grandpa and all that stuff. You could argue he was supposed to. This is what it was supposed to happen. He should have been this grumpy old man in the same way Yoda was a blithering idiot when he met him the first time. And then Rey
Yes.
loses her shit at him, and then he goes calm and says, "See, with patience."
If
like
they
that,
pull it
you
off
won't
as
be
a
able to do anything."
test,
Yeah,
like, you know, it's like, I'm testing you with my fake grumpiness. But that wasn't fake grumpiness. He was actually grumpy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like-
he was. He was a stereotypical old man who who essentially was get off my lawn. You
Yeah.
know, like, that's essentially what he was.
This is my property.
That's my property. That's my island.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
He sees good in Darth Vader all the time. At no point does he doubt that he can get through to his father. What does he think about Kylo? Kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
like-
brings us to something that makes no sense about Luke's character. Luke sacrificed himself in Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
He was willing to go sacrifice himself just because he saw a little bit of good in his father. Darth Vader, arguably
The second evil.
second most
Yeah.
evil person in the galaxy.
Yeah.
The guy who didn't bat an eye at Alderaan getting blown up by the Death Star. That same guy, that kind of evil. He saw hope in
The
him.
guy that slaughtered children in
Yes,
the Jedi Temple
slaughtered-
and
The guy who killed his mentor.
Yes, the
Like-
guy who killed his mentor, yes. he saw hope in him, and he was willing to sacrifice himself to bring that little bit of good out of him.
Yeah. A teenager has a crisis of conscience. Kill him.
Yes. Yeah. No. Oh no. I feel like there's darkness in him. Okay, I'm gonna go into his bedroom in the middle of the night, and light my lightsaber, standing over him ominously.
Wait for him to wake up.
Wait for him
There's
to
a
wake up.
cold sweat on my brow.
Yes, and because there's no hope. There's no hope for him. I can't save him at all. I
can't save her.
Yeah, I can't save him at all. There's no way I can bring him to the light side. No way.
Yeah. So
This reminds me of 1984 and the Thought Police. Like, he read his thoughts and like, okay, I know what this. I know who he is. No hope.
Yeah. How can he just determine this based off of that? He's Luke. He had a hunch. He had a feeling. He felt in the Force that his dad could
and
be
every
saved.
Jedi is supposed to be tempted by the dark side at some point in his life. That's just a normal test that every Jedi had to go
Yes.
through.
So intrinsically, and not only that, he was gonna kill his nephew. Really?
Yeah. Save my dad. Kill the
Yeah, how is he gonna explain that to Han and Leia?
Yes.
Like, your son is dead.
Yeah.
There was dark in him.
Yeah,
Like,
there was dark in him. I killed him. I'm sorry.
well, did you try to save him? I was like, no, he was beyond saving.
Yeah, it was beyond
I
saving.
could.
Did you ask? What did he say? Oh, I killed him in his sleep.
That's another thing.
Well, did he explain himself? Like, no, he
That brings up another thing. Do you think Luke... Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that Luke has degraded that much as a character, that he's willing to do this. Do you think Luke would actually go and kill a child in his sleep?
I mean, his father did.
I mean...
Runs in a family.
I don't know. It's so... Like, it makes... No, but look, Anakin killed children, but he killed them not while they were sleeping.
No.
Oh, true. He pulled up. He was like, "What's up?"
Yeah, what's up? And he killed them.
I was like, "Anakin, why are you crying so much?" Like, shut up! I'm not crying. I'm evil.
He at least showed emotional torment there.
Like, I don't know. It makes no sense of Luke's character. Luke was not Luke. Luke was not Luke, and Mark Hamill even said he wasn't playing Luke, he was playing Jake Skywalker.
Yeah.
Luke's Luke's other twin, they were triplets. And this guy just got lost somewhere on the planet.
High on mushrooms all the time, doesn't think clearly.
Well, look, I mean, there has to be something in that green milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And then when Luke finally does speak to Yoda, his character seems to have gone backwards. He doesn't speak to Yoda, Jedi Master to Jedi Master. He speaks to him as a lost Padawan who has no idea what to do.
Yeah, like, I should burn this temple, but like, he's like, "Oh, you're right, you should." It's like, wait a minute, I thought you were supposed to disagree with me. He's like, "Nope."
The reverse psychology moment where it goes, "I'm gonna burn it." Okay. I thought you were gonna stop me. I was gonna be all dramatic and say, "You're right, I cannot do it." But and gets burnt down anyway.
yeah, just gets burnt down anyway because you're
Lightning
you're not gonna
attack.
do it. Lightning from above.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. I always wanted to do that. Yoda!
That was my temple to burn.
You always burning shit I wanna burn.
I mean, yeah. So, and guys, I don't know. I think one of the most cringiest scenes in the entire movie was the milk scene.
Oh yeah.
Was the
Oh
milk
yeah.
scene. Yeah. Okay. So he.
Set
Ray-
the scene for us.
Yeah, Ray is following him around while he's doing his daily routine because he said he's not going to train her, and she's just following him. I guess that's the equivalent of poking someone until you get what you want.
Yeah.
A Facebook poke.
Yeah.
Speak to me. Speak to me. Speak to me. Speak to me.
so he goes to this sea moose. I guess that's the best thing I can describe it as. That's sitting next to the ocean in a really chilled position, I might add.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
Oh yeah, laid back.
Yeah, laid back. And then they show some of the most disease-ridden tits on the sea moose.
And I don't think Luke's washed those tits before he.
It's,
And Luke presses up against the tits
get milk,
to get milk from them inside a jug.
and the moose kind of
And
looks
then
over at Ray.
Yeah. As this is happening, the moose looks over at Ray, and he's like, "Sup."
What's up? It's like, I got some tits that aren't being milked. Like,
What's up? I'm okay.
And then Luke takes a sip of the milk and just looks at Ray in the most bizarre look ever. It's like, what are you trying to portray here? Like, got milk?
Yeah. I was expecting that to float across the screen. Just him drinking.
so,
Got milk.
were you more confused about this scene or about the scene where Rose kissed Finn?
Okay, I think everybody was confused when Rose kissed Finn because there was no build up at all. They had no they didn't show any romantic,
I mean, are you saying there was build up for the green milk scene?
No, there was no build up for the green milk scene. I wasn't confused by the green milk scene so much as I was just
Cringed at it.
it was cringe, and it was one of those. When I was watching that scene, I was just, what the fuck
So
am I watching? Is this in a Star Wars movie?
I think this was supposed to get cut out. Are you honestly telling me Ryan Johnson and he would have to direct this? He said, "All right, Mark, here's what I want you to do. I want you to put on this backpack, go over there and squeeze a titty. Then I want you to take a nice...
He
Yeah.
walked in that thing. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. And then started telling him what to do.
Oh, that would explain a lot.
Imagine like the first time he attempted to do this. Like, I doubt like the sea moose was willing the first time just for like a random stranger to grab the tit. Like, he must have established trust first, I guess, somehow. I don't know how.
I'd say he used the force to soothe the animal, but we all know he was kind of...
He is.
He forced himself.
He forced himself on the
Hey, you're alone on an island for years. There's nothing else to do. No internet, no TV, no nothing. It's just a big old moose.
With 4 giant ass titties.
It is. Hey, it gets lonely at night, okay?
Oh my god.
So that scene was just it was just pure cringe, I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
Pure cringe.
And they also never really explain why he just truly gave up on all of it. We could almost understand why he was willing to give up on Kylo Ren, but why did he give up on the Jedi?
Yeah, that actually is a good point.
Well, he was saying they were like pretentious. They were saying the dark side needs to be eliminated.
Yeah, but
Which, I mean, I get it, but they didn't really elaborate that much.
They don't explain how he got to that. He just tries to kill his nephew. His nephew
Runs away
with other people from the same Jedi Academy.
who we never see it.
Which we assume are the Knights of Ren, maybe.
Yeah, which we
Like,
assume are the Knights of Ren. So does that mean that Luke didn't see any darkness in any of these other guys?
apparently not.
Apparently not. No, only his nephew, because plot armor. He has to be there.
And Snoke trying to seduce them. Like, was Snoke still in the Outer Rim at this point? Like, how did he find out that Luke was training new Jedis?
I don't know. I
Like-
mean, with Snoke, with his powers,
No,
it's so fantastical. He can do almost anything. He linked Rey and Kylo, so why
Without
can't he
them
just
noticing.
link?
Except when he needs to die. For some reason, he just spaces out.
Yeah, he spaces out and he can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the robe, man.
Yeah, it's the golden robe. It has to be the golden robe. I mean, and guys, let's bring out. Oh, actually, let's also first talk about how he is a reverse of a story arc. Actually,
Yes, he regresses in character.
regresses in
He
character.
turns back into a Padawan.
I would argue
Yeah.
he regresses even further. Because when Luke began, he still was full of hope. He was willing to sacrifice himself for his friends. Actually, that brings up another good point. The real Luke would not run away like that. Unless it was something
Yeah.
important. Luke in episode 5 went to risk his life to save his friends because he could feel that they were in trouble.
And get his ass kicked by Darth Vader.
He got his ass kicked, yes. But he's tried to sacrifice
Yeah,
himself.
he attempted. He
Yes,
tried.
He tried. Luke would not be like, okay, the First Order is
Very big.
spreading chaos across the galaxy. Okay,
Time to pack it in,
yeah,
guys.
time to pack it in, guys. Come on, go to the island.
No, it's still
Yeah.
hopeless. I'm just gonna pack my thing and go.
It really makes no sense.
Yeah, it's not like, okay, Kylo Ren joined the dark side. Okay, time to save him. Nope, time to give up, I guess. Like,
Yes. Does that do you think that if he
he realized he just made a mistake, and instead of trying to fix it, he's like,
Well,
whatever. Like,
Yeah.
let me find an island.
yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna go live as a hermit on an island.
I fucked up, so I guess I should just wait until I die,
Yeah.
and that will just be it.
Yeah. So, here's my address, and see you guys later.
Yeah, so here's my address. Call if you need me.
But, okay.
It's and I guess also and then finally, let's bring up I think probably the worst thing they did with Luke, and that is the way that they killed him off.
Yeah, the projection.
The projection death. Why?
Yeah.
Why did he die?
Yeah. Why did he die?
Yeah, because he wasn't beaten, he wasn't killed, but he died.
Yes.
Like,
Well,
he didn't lose, but he did lose because he's
died
dead.
of exhaustion.
Well, I know. Okay, I know why Ryan Johnson had him die in the movie because he obviously didn't want to deal with him in the third one. So that's the real explanation, obviously. But in terms of the plot context, it doesn't make sense. I mean, are you telling me once you reconnect to the Force, it's so much you die? Is there no Force muscle memory?
It really doesn't make sense. He's Grandmaster Luke at this time.
Well,
He was at
Our
least in our
Grandmaster
Grandmaster.
Luke.
Yeah, he's just whatever. He's grumpy old man Luke.
Luke.
Yeah, that's
With
a great
green
name.
milk.
Great name for an action figure.
Yeah.
And if he could make projections, why not think of a clever projection, like other than himself? Like, there's so many things he could have done. He could have projected himself as Snoke, and then pretend that Snoke didn't really die, and divert the attention. He could project them. I don't know. There's so many creative ideas. Why did he project himself?
Projects
so many
himself as
fa-
Darth
yeah.
Vader, the man he idolizes.
Yeah. He could have done so many things
But look,
with
even
that
then,
projection.
the main intrinsic problem here is that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can argue that he should have thought of a better idea of who he should have projected, but the main problem here is that he instead of going to fight like something that Luke would have done, he chose the
And
coward's
he could.
way.
He had his X-wing.
Yes, he had his X-wing, which we brought up in the gotcha moments. He had his X-wing. He could have flown there. There was nothing stopping him from flying there. But no, he had to project himself all the way there. And then Kylo was beaten, but Luke was defeated because he died. But Luke didn't get defeated by Kylo.
He got defeated by him
he got defeated by himself
yeah.
then, just because he died of, overexerting himself.
But like I said before, the Skywalker family doesn't handle emotions well. I mean, Luke died because he was tired. His mom died because she was sad.
No, also Darth Vader went to the dark side because he was feeling angst.
He was.
But it only seems to run in the male side of the family. Like, Princess Leia is pretty stable, I would say. Like, we never seen her.
No, she's
Go
definitely the most stable out of all of them, especially in the original trilogy, by far.
Yeah.
The most stable. But the thing is, her mom, remember, she died because she was sad, which was
Yeah. Oh, true. I mean, she wasn't a not Skywalker. I was gonna say she's not a lightsaber.
She's not a lightsaber. No, really?
But still, it makes sense. I mean, you've just given birth to your children. Why are you? Yes,
I mean,
okay, it's a blemish, but fuck, you're not that sad.
Well, okay, look, that's the prequels.
But
problem.
okay,
we're dealing with
maybe
something
sometime
worse
in
than the
future.
prequels here.
Yeah.
We're dealing with something way worse than the prequels. So
The sequels.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're gonna be referred to as the sequels from
yeah.
now on.
Yes.
I'm going to.
No. Okay. So, yeah, I guess overall, Luke he died like a bitch. His character was a coward. He wasn't Luke intrinsically at his very core. And they finish him off while he's doing that meditation thing on a rock to project himself. And then he looks out to the sunset and he sees the double sunset. Just how his story began in episode 4. And then Rian Johnson was probably at this point essentially just like, stroking his ego. Because he was probably
Right below the desk.
Yes, because let's be honest, at this point, he was just like, yeah, ask me what it means.
Yeah.
Ask me what it means.
He was thinking, boom, there's your Oscar right there.
There's your Oscar. There's your Oscar. I killed off one of your most favorite characters in the worst way possible, but it ends with, the double sunset, so you'll forgive me, right?
Yeah, right? Right?
Yeah.
Where's everybody going? Guys?
Guys, hello.
Guys, wait, hello.
Guys.
Hey, wait.
But that's my car. You're driving away with. Okay. That escalated.
I guess I guess we're just gonna be alone here on
Right, so that covers Luke. So
Yeah.
we'll move on to Snoke. What can we say about Snoke? Seriously, what can we say about Snoke?
about Snoke.
Before we go into the obvious origins, what was up with that robe he was wearing? Like,
There was an orgy in another part of the Death Star. I mean, his ship.
what are the origins of that robe? Like, where did he get that from?
Wait, where did he get the robe from? That is the most important thing.
Because I want one.
I want one as well. Like,
He has a Playboy robe.
Yeah.
He has a Playboy robe. Why the robe? Why the robe? Why
the
would he
robe?
have to wear a golden robe?
and why that color? Isn't the dark side supposed to wear black clothing?
Yes,
like,
they're
know.
No,
supposed
this
to.
is a new dark side. They've got bling now.
Yes, they've got bling. They've got
Yeah.
bling
So,
now.
yeah. Other than that, Snoke seemed very powerful and was very intimidating. Actually, one of the best characters of the movie because we know nothing about him.
Yes, but I guess it's the same problem with the foreshadowing as well.
Yeah.
They foreshadowed that he was going to be this huge intrinsical part, of the new trilogy. That he was going to be powerful, this, that,
Yeah.
and then
And he
he just dies, like in one of the worst ways possible.
Like, even worse than how they killed Darth Maul. Like, in my opinion.
Well,
Yeah.
look, at least the whole thing how Darth Maul died made sense in the situation.
And we got a nice lightsaber battle.
Yeah, we got a nice lightsaber.
Yeah,
What was
like
this?
the music was pretty epic as well.
Oh, I would
Like,
say, like, I don't know. For me personally, that's my most favorite Star Wars
Yeah, I
song.
know.
I mean, yeah, like goddamn, like when those doors opened and then like his lightsaber extended both ways, I was like, holy
Yes,
shit!
I think
like,
every kid, I think at that point was just like
cool.
wow.
Mommy, I want one.
Yeah. So they build him up, they foreshadow his character, and
Kill him off.
kill him off. So without a backstory or anything.
Yeah.
But we already explained why they needed to give him a backstory in the previous podcast.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
explained why, and you know,
There's nothing more we can
there's
say
nothing
about
more
him
we can
here.
say about Snoke.
So,
Snoke was
I guess we'll
just
just-
highly unused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to Finn. Why was he
Yeah.
such a coward?
He wasn't.
well,
That's the thing.
maybe he wanted to save Rey, but they didn't really elaborate. It
Yeah,
did look like he was a coward.
Yeah, it
though.
looked like he was deserting, but then straight after that, he just goes back to being Finn.
Yeah.
So there was no point in that whole desertion thing because, yeah, there was just no point in that
Yeah.
desertion thing at all. There was no.
But
point
he
to it.
also
Yeah, we knew it was not going to lead to anywhere. It was just a way to introduce Rose.
Yeah.
That's it.
yeah.
Like,
Also, no story arc. He's the same guy at the beginning and the end of the film as he
Yes.
always was.
They tried to teach
Yeah.
him lessons, but
That
he
which he
doesn't.
already knows.
Yeah, which he already knows, and he doesn't need to be taught. He's
he beat Captain Phasma
yeah.
well, with the help of BB-8, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
I mean, overall though, Finn was, I think, is one of the most tragically like misused characters in this new
Because he's the
in
most
this
human.
movie. Sorry?
Because he's the most human.
No, not because he's the most. Well, he is by far the most relatable character, but they then took the most relatable character in this movie, and they relegated him to a side
quest,
story, and that was it. And then his character doesn't.
A side story that led to nowhere.
Yes, it
At
led to
least, like
nowhere.
in episode 6, the side story was they had to get the shields down so they could get into so they could attack the Death Star.
And they did
But,
get
like-
the shield.
Yes, and they
down.
did get the
Yeah.
shields down. Meanwhile,
And
here-
it was a pretty interesting side story. And it worked. Like, but I don't know.
yeah, they completely they gave him nothing to do, and then in the end, when he is going to then redeem his character for this movie because they gave him nothing to work with here,
Yeah.
when he was going to sacrifice himself to save everyone, I thought to myself, this is a perfect way for Finn to go.
Yeah.
It's a perfect way.
Yeah, it would have redeemed the movie even a little bit. Like, if that's the last thing we see, is like, oh shit.
Yeah, he would have become a martyr essentially. He would have become a martyr because he would have
Yeah.
sacrificed himself to save the resistance. It would have been
Yeah.
it would have been a fantastic way for him to go, and he would have gone down as like a real legend essentially. You know,
Yeah.
he was the most relatable character in The Force Awakens. They relegated him to a side story in this movie. He is still the most relatable character here, but
Not the
They
most
do-
likable. Well, he's less likable now.
yeah, but I think it's mostly just because of the writing they gave him
Yeah.
to work with. Really.
But that's with all of them. None of the actors are
Yeah, none of
are
the,
the
actors
issue
are
here.
bad. Yeah,
it's
they
the
did
characters. They're written badly and
Yeah.
cast badly. Well, okay,
Oh,
no,
okay,
just
no.
Kylo Ren is cast
Yeah.
badly. The rest I actually don't have an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they're doing the best with what they have. But
Yeah, if you have a turd, you can
Yeah.
only polish it so much.
yeah, there's not really much they could do at this point. And
Yeah.
I guess they relegated Finn to almost nothing, and then his redeemable moment in the movie, he gets stopped
Undercut by what I'm
Rose.
going to bet is the most unlikable character in the
You know
movie.
that some people are calling
Yeah.
Rose the Jar Jar of the new trilogy.
She's not as annoying.
Yeah, she's not as annoying.
No.
She's not as annoying. Yeah, not by far.
Yeah, I at least liked her in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked her
Yeah,
when I met
yeah.
her,
At
but,
first.
but as time went on, I just thought, damn it. I was
Yeah.
such hopes.
It's that last scene that really like fucked it up for me because like everything else seemed fine. Like, like she was okay, but like then she tries to save Finn, and then when she explains herself, she's like, "Well, you see, it's not about destroying the enemy; it's about saving the ones you love."
Yeah.
Well,
By the way,
meanwhile,
everyone is in that basin about to get blown up by the huge laser.
yeah, you're telling me you don't love everyone else; you just love Finn. Like,
Yes.
is that it?
She was willing to sacrifice everyone for the possibility that the two of them would survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, Rose must be going through a dry spell.
Yeah,
You have to be pretty desperate to get a guy's attention by crashing into him.
crashing into him and possibly killing
him. Do you like me now?
Yeah.
Back off! you almost killed me.
Yeah, Rose's character is just.
Well,
I don't
ultimately
know.
pointless. You
Ultimately
could take
pointless.
Rose out of the movie. What would you miss? Really?
Not really much.
I mean, take out Finn out of the movie. What would be the difference?
Yes, that's the
that's-
problem here. You could have removed Finn, Rose, Phasma, and Del Toro out of the movie.
I don't know. You can even remove Snoke for the most part.
Yeah.
Shit, might
Snoke
as
could have
well.
been killed off screen, or his ship could have gotten blown up. He could have died when the hyperspace went through the ship.
If Kylo Ren was the Supreme Commander from the beginning, what difference would there have been in this story so far?
Almost
like, honestly.
nothing.
Well, the First Order wouldn't be
Almost
as rich. I'm going to bet you spend all the money on
No,
masks.
no, but you see that the First Order would still be as rich.
Yeah.
Would still be as
Infinite.
rich, just infinite, and they'll never explain how Kylo got the money.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
He makes adult films.
The only thing he really did was meld the minds of Rey and Kylo Ren. And that's it. But where did that lead to?
Nothing. Well, as we pointed out, that's one of the worst plans in, I think, movie history.
Yeah.
It led to his death. Like, he died because of this. Like, the last thing he decides to do, he inadvertently shoots himself in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you ever hear the expression, shoot yourself in the foot? This guy shot himself in the head.
Yes.
Like,
He did.
Yeah.
And guys, and then the kiss, the infamous.
Oh, is that
Rose
wasn't that
kiss.
kiss just adorable? But I believe I also had a kiss like that once when I was 8.
Yeah, you could see it was one of the most forced kisses ever. Honestly, I think that because some people pointed this out, and it actually really does seem like it. It seems like the actress who played as Rose just like pecked Finn on the lips as the kiss, and then
yeah.
and then went away, and then the look on Finn's face is priceless. He looks so confused. He looks so confused. He's like, wait.
Was that scripted?
Yeah, was
I
that
didn't read that in the
scripted?
script.
That wasn't in the script. And then Ryan Jones is like, no, carry on, go with it.
It's like, okay, weren't we in a sand battle?
Yes.
You can tell the feeling's not mutual, because if a hot girl or a girl you like kisses you, you don't have that face.
Yeah.
Yes, you're not like
The girl
you look
like kisses
confused.
you don't sit there going, huh?
Yeah, you look like
You go, wait,
yes. You're like, wait, what happened?
Like, he did not want to be kissed by her. Like, no.
No. So I don't know. Rose's character again, I guess, wasted potential.
Yeah.
Again for a character, wasted potential. And I don't know. That just seems to be a trend.
Yeah. Yeah. And even as we move into Leia, she didn't really. I mean, she was unconscious for like 50% of her screen time.
No, she was unconscious for most of the movie.
Yeah.
Leia. Oh boy, Leia.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
Force powers. Okay, technically she would probably have always had them. But when was she trained? Who trained
Yes.
her? Was it Luke?
If they at least showed.
Well, she awakened her potential in that moment or something.
Yeah, when she
I think that's what they were
yeah,
going
when she
for.
was in the
Yes.
vacuum of space.
When she was in the vacuum of space. I don't know. I feel like Ryan Johnson, just because he wanted to fool the audience with the gotcha moment of Leia not dying in space. I feel like he is showing Carrie Fisher, the actress who played as Leia, immeasurable disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, immeasurable disrespect.
Yes, everyone was half expecting her to die. Everyone would have accepted it.
Yes.
If she died in the movie, we would all have gotten. If it was a good death or a sacrificial death or something, everyone would have accepted it, and have felt, yeah, that is an ending I can live with.
Yes, but no, he
He can't resist these gotcha
no,
moments.
he's incapable of doing it.
Yeah.
He is incapable of doing it. He essentially, I mean, why is Leia now in episode 9? What he relegated Leia's whole story now to just her dying in episode 9.
Yeah.
That's essentially what
Probably
he's doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he showed Carrie Fisher immense disrespect by not like killing her off in this movie because she's actually dead in real life. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna
Yeah, because when she comes back, she doesn't really add to the story other than she accepts the dice from Luke.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they almost do
That's
nothing
it.
really with her character here. They do nothing with her character here. It's very
Now
sad.
the main character is a wasted character.
Yeah.
It's just an excuse for Holdo to come in and take over.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, how much better would it have been? I mean, we already pointed this out with Akbar, but if Akbar did the suicide, of light speeding into the fleet, that would have been awesome. But hey, if you want to give Leia a great send-off, why couldn't
Let her
she
do
have
it.
done it?
Yeah.
Why did
Yeah,
Leia
why
have to
not
stay on
her?
the ship? Why couldn't have Leia done it? I mean, they already built it up. Leia was injured. She used a lot of force to survive. Maybe she feels like she's, like there's not much time for her left, and she decides, okay,
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
And that's a sentence we
Anybody.
all have loved.
Yeah,
Anybody,
yes,
honestly.
I would have preferred it so much more if Leia was the one that did the suicide light speed. Like
Even if it was C-3PO, I think I would have rather seen him.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. If it was C-3PO, even R2-D2, anybody would that would have been an epic way to kill off.
But Holdo, I've heard people say they like this movie, but I haven't heard anyone say they like Holdo.
Yeah,
Like,
No.
yeah. Holdo is one of the most, I guess you could say, pointless characters in.
Well, also just an
Yeah.
very unlikable character.
Yeah.
She takes over and acts like the stepmom that wants to now discipline the children.
Yes, yes.
And why is her hair purple? She's not an alien, and none of the other women. If all the women did that, and it was sort of a Hunger Games thing that everyone dyes their hair funny colors.
That
Okay,
would
that
have
would
made
make sense. But this means that this woman decided, I want to be a general and I want purple hair. Who's
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Male, female, doesn't matter. If your commanding officer or your mayor or whatever walks up and has purple hair, they don't look like they have authority because they look like they are just idiots.
Well, remember, she's supposed to be. What was she? She was a general, right?
A vice admiral.
Yes.
Vice Admiral.
Vice Admiral. And Leia was wearing more I don't know, her clothes were more, being of an admiral than Holdo's.
militaristic. She just looks like she has an evening gown.
Yes, Holdo's wearing an evening gown made from the same fabric as the Playboy.
Yeah, they must get it from the same manufacturer.
Yes. Holdo and Snoke, they don't talk to each other unless it's about fashion.
Yeah, the evening gown. When you have to be a vice admiral of a fleet at 6, but you have a wonderful evening planned at 7. That's how you.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that actually brings up another issue as well. Holdo, remember when she gets power back from Leia, and I mean, I guess this is also another problem with Leia's character as well. Why didn't she reprimand Poe? She doesn't reprimand Poe for killing off like a good portion of the.
Well, but she likes him.
Yeah.
You saw that smile? Is
Yeah,
like,
she likes him, remember?
Yeah, she likes him. But
He's like, yeah, he's unmilitaristic, unprofessional, and he sacrificed the lives of others. God, he's hot.
but he meant well. Like,
he
god
meant
damn it.
well, it makes no sense. And then, based off of this, Holdo, she also doesn't reprimand him, and instead treats him like a little child and doesn't tell anyone the plan.
Apart from the other 4 people that were just then arrested when the mutiny occurred.
Yes.
Only
Yeah.
to find out that the plan to abandon ship was the plan all along.
Yes, why didn't she tell that? Why didn't she just say, listen, the plan is to abandon ship. Plan is we're going to abandon the
we
ship.
can't hyperspace away, so we're gonna go to a
We're
planet,
gonna go to a
and
planet
abandon ship.
and abandon ship. There you go.
I mean, if they introduced the plot point, there might have been a spy. Like, okay, it would make sense to me, but like, they didn't even introduce that plot
Yeah.
point.
And you know
Yeah.
what the worst part is? They built it up very well. As like, Holdo would have been a good character if she was the spy.
Yeah.
If she was the spy, that would have made sense then why she didn't tell anybody what the plan was and why she treated Poe the way that she did.
Yes.
Because then
Yeah.
it would have made.
What if like Leia wakes up and they tell her like, oh, Vice Admiral Holdo took over, and Leia's like, who's Holdo?
Oh, that would have been epic.
Like-
Or, she wakes up and then I guess they could have added another good scene with Leia here. Why not have Leia then, reprimand Holdo with her new force powers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right out of a window.
Yes.
I know
I-
I want to see Admiral Holdos floating in space.
Yeah, her entire, her being there is just everything that she does is always so short-sighted.
And she doesn't demonstrate leadership. She specifically does whatever she can to encourage insubordination on her ship.
Yeah, and then she seems surprised when they mutiny.
Yes.
It's like, wait a minute. Like, aren't you supposed to be a leader? Leaders, like, are clever or have instinct, right? She wasn't clever enough to think of this or had the instincts to say, like, maybe this might happen.
Yeah.
So, like, what does she have, like, in terms of leadership skills? She's not smart. She has horrible instincts. Like, why is she in charge?
Well, she shouldn't be in
Because
charge.
everyone else on the bridge died when she was pinching a loaf.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of this stuff could have been overcome. Like, what happens if they had a subplot where Akbar is busy teaching Holdo how to be a general?
Yeah.
If she
Then
is like his
endears-
star pupil.
Yeah. Then
That-
it demonstrates she has talent.
Yes, it would have made her character better, but instead we end up in a situation where the coolest scene of the movie is given to one of the worst characters in the movie,
Yeah.
and it would have been better with literally anyone. Why not Akbar? Why
not Leia?
not Akbar? Why not Leia? Why not Leia? Like, it's exactly like Irby has said.
Why not the autopilot?
Why not the
The
autopilot?
autopilot.
Why not the autopilot? Why not C-3PO or R2-D2? Anyone.
They clearly don't want R2 in these movies anymore. He could have done it. But and then
yeah, I guess.
last and sort of least, you could argue, the man with the thickest plot armor in the universe.
Yes. Poe.
Oh. A man that could take on a
Yes.
dreadnought all by himself and then gets his ass kicked by an elderly woman.
Right?
Yeah, he destroys all the cannons on a fully shielded dreadnought by himself because plot armor, because he's Poe.
Yeah.
You know, he's.
And it turns
is,
out it doesn't do anything because all the bombers still get taken out.
Yes, he's essentially a Mary Sue when he's in a
When he's flying,
When
yeah.
he's
So
flying.
he's a piloting Mary Sue.
yeah. But I guess like at least he's not a Mary Sue all the time. So I guess I'll give him that
Yeah.
much.
We know that a stun bullet can actually hit him.
Yeah.
No
Right.
blaster shots though.
Yes. Yeah, he did get stunned by Leia when she got out of the coma.
Which
And,
was pretty funny, seeing him practically smeared across the window. You know, the window where
Yeah.
you know it opens up right into space, and we've already had that happen. Is it really good to be shooting like this in the ship, guys?
And I guess, I don't know, Poe, there's not really much to say about Poe. He doesn't really play much of a role in this movie either. He sends Rose and Finn on the side story. And
That
in the
doesn't
beginning
go
of the
anywhere.
movie, he plays a role, but then after that, his only role is to be essentially an idiot.
Yeah.
Because he then does a mutiny. You know, like, I don't know, he doesn't do anything right, really, for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, until he's eventually just knocked out, stuck on a ship, flown to the planet, and then finally he's back in one of the speeders, and then he's a Mary Sue again. Then no one can touch him.
But here's another, why didn't they use him when they were on the Rebel base? Why wasn't he not piloting one of those sand cruisers?
I mean, it's not the same as space flying, I guess.
I
Well,
guess, but okay, why?
Luke was able to. No, it is. Remember, A New Hope. Luke was able to pilot an X-wing because it's similar to speeders that he used on
No, okay,
Tatooine,
yeah,
so it does translate.
I don't know. They really misuse post.
I mean, what was their plan with the speeders? Like, they were speeding towards them, and then only until later Finn was like, okay, I'm actually going to speed into
Yeah.
the mini Death Star. Like, so what was their plan? They were just going to speed towards them and hope they weren't going to get hit?
Yes.
Like, was there a plan there?
I don't
Like-
think there was. I
No.
think they were just doing distracting. I think for some reason, but it makes no sense because there's only one exit from the place, and that's
Like,
the
at
front
least
door.
if they did the thing in episode 5, they tied the string around the legs of the AT-ATs.
Yes.
That would make sense.
That
But, like,
would-
no, they didn't even
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the equivalent of someone knocks on your door, and you tell one of your friends to distract them. They open the door, and then they just go booga 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 right in front of them. They can clearly see the door behind your friend, and you just sneak out.
And the landlord says he doesn't have the money, does he?
So, was this supposed to work? Was this
Well-
supposed to distract me enough so that I don't see you coming out of the only exit and entrance to the place? It really makes
Yeah.
no sense. They completely missed. Like, I don't know. Why did Poe really doesn't really have much time to shine in this movie?
No.
Really, he.
He just seems
Yeah.
sort of baffled and
Yeah,
lost most of the
he
time.
is a pilot. He's an ace pilot, and he shows his skills in the beginning of the movie, the first, 20 minutes. And after that, we don't really see much of his skills anymore, even though that is literally...
That's literally the only reason why he's here.
Yes. And then...
Yeah, why wasn't he, piloting when Kylo Ren destroyed when he shot the thing that made Leia go out into space? Like,
Okay, well, remember, Kylo Ren destroys the... what's it called? The hangar, where they kept all of their...
Yeah, so they lost their
So they
ships.
lost all of their ships. But...
Oh, yeah, that is right. Yeah, he was trying to get on there.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
trying to get on, but that again brings up another weird point. Like, that would have just been kind of cool, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been really another misused opportunity for Poe's character, and I mean,
And another
let's-
wonderful opportunity for Kylo Ren to get his ass kicked.
yes.
Yeah, goddamn.
But I guess that also brings up one terrible point as well. Why didn't they had a fleet of Star Destroyers, Dreadnoughts, and Snoke's ship carrying, I'm guessing, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of TIE fighters. All of them can catch up to the ship, to the Resistance ship. Why not just send them all out in a full-blown barrage
And shoot him.
and shoot them? They're like, essentially Kylo just, okay, we destroyed the hangar, we destroyed the
Bridge?
The bridge, okay, there we go, plot done, we're
Yeah.
finished here.
All right, then now we're gonna do the slowest chase scene in history.
There, and then
About right.
2 hours and 40 minutes later, you get out of the movie and you feel,
Hollow.
yes. So,
Yeah, that does it for the characters.
yeah,
I don't think there's anything more we can add.
not really much.
If there's something we miss,
If
feel
there's
free to
something-
comment.
Yeah, feel free to comment. Let us know. Overall, I guess just characters, just all of them really misused.
None of them
misunderstood.
really have an arc. All
Yeah.
of them are the same people in the beginning and the end of the movie.
Yeah, and that's really all we can say about the characters. They failed almost in every regard, but the acting was good. I will say that.
The actors tried.
Yeah.
This is not anything against the actors, like we said. All of the actors are good actors and talented actors. Most of them were cast in the right role, but they were given a script that just couldn't work.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious. You don't have to give me a reason, but who would you say was your favorite favorite character and least favorite character in this movie?
My
Ooh, that
favorite
that's
character would
difficult.
have to be Lord Snoke.
Snoke,
And
okay.
My least favorite character. Ooh, that's difficult. I'm torn between Rose and Holdo.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go Rose. I'm gonna have to go with the majority and say Rose, because of her
Okay.
ridiculous crashing into Finn, her insistence on teaching him lessons that he has learned years ago,
Yeah.
and Snoke because he's cool.
Well,
Okay, what about you?
for the whole 5 minutes that he
For
was
all
there.
5 minutes, yeah.
What about you, Maeve?
Well, for me, I guess still, just because he's the most relatable, even though they did nothing with his character, it's Finn. Finn was.
Finn is your favorite?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's still my favorite. I really feel like, even though he's my favorite, I still would have loved it if he was a martyr in the end, sacrificed himself for everybody. It would have been fantastic. He would have really cemented himself as a really good Star Wars character. And I mean, he's still relatable. He still makes mistakes, but they do
But he's less than what he
nothing
was.
with his character, which really disappoints me to no end. And unlike Margin, I was thinking that I was torn between Rose and Holdo. However, it's definitely Holdo.
Definitely Holdo.
Okay.
Definitely Holdo, because Rose, yes, she is pretty annoying and she does things that are nonsensical. But Holdo, because of her incompetence, causes 40 minutes of the movie to be irrelevant just because she didn't tell Poe the plan.
Yeah.
That means
That
that
is
without Holdo's incompetence, Rose would have never gone on that side mission to begin with. And they could have probably done something better with Rose's character then. So, Holdo, in my opinion, is by far the worst character.
Okay. And
the
you,
movie.
Herbia?
My favorite character has to be Del Toro, even though I don't know what his character's name is. I just like the way he talks. Like, I can't really give too much reason.
The way he talks.
Yeah, like it's interesting.
No, he was. Yeah, it was pretty. Like what he was trying to do with the
Yeah.
character was
He
pretty.
shined in his role.
Yeah.
Again, he was given nothing to work with, but he took it and
Yeah.
went for it.
And least favorite, definitely Holdo. Like as Maeve said, because of her, we have 45 minutes in the movie that led to nowhere. and she was given the coolest scene at the end, which she did not deserve at all.
Yeah. That is essentially what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I guess if in the comments section you guys can let us know who your favorite character and who your least favorite character was.
Yeah.
Let us know.
So I imagine it's a lot of Holdos and Roses for
Yeah.
least favorite.
I'll be interested to see what the favorites are. I'm willing to bet there's going to be a Kylo Ren in there somewhere.
Yeah, there will be. If anything is to go by, probably the person who wrote that.
That's it.
That what was it? That article.
If it's a bunch of fans,
Yeah.
Kylo Ren, I'll know exactly where the community stands right now.
So yeah, guys, I guess that brings us to the end of the character section of part 2 of our podcast. Next time we'll move on to pacing and what's the overall direction for Star Wars, where's it going, what's happening, and what we would have done with the movie instead.